win that first map. So I think it's going to be a similar story for this one. Simple formality in the 2-0 for the Danes. They start things off on the CT side. We set ourselves up for the pistol rounds.
And just looking at Anubis, knowing that it's 15 wins and 9 losses in the last 3 months for the ex-Copenhagen Flames. And starting down on that city side, you've got TMB looking in towards Electric. Looks to be an A-pop. A lot of utility here for Eyeballers.
4 players out here at Water. Got Pepsor watching out the canals. TMB will look to take face and see 2 of the individuals. Take some secondary faces alongside Rules, get some damage off against those players, and ultimately get the kill on Sapek. There is HP returned onto Rules as part of things, but it's an advantage for the Flames here.
And they're getting a very good read. They've got quite a few entities of CT players that can come through from this connector position to help out on A. Borup can be that first point of contact. Eyeballers have got no other map control but to send it towards A now.
It's got Borup on his dualies. Snap back here at the platform position. Flashing up. Oh, there's a smoke coming in from his teammate. It was a little bit too late, though. He burned quite heavily, and Pepsor can take that kill. Farlig, meanwhile, moving in as he's seen Shine. He has now. Kill found for Eyeballers. They have the advantage. Look for a bit more.
Yeah, very good positioning there from Shine on the off angle. And Rules being on low HP, it puts a lot of pressure on TMB and Bird from Sky to be successful.
Further flashes sent over. Teams will make their way into the center of the bomb site. TMB wants to lead the charge into a retake. Gets that first headshot. Needs that second one desperately so against JW, but unable to do so. It's 20 HP between Rules and Burr from Sky to get themselves in for this retake, and they are nowhere near the bomb site.
Now, Eyeballers looked as if they had not a massive amount going their way. They lost the opening man advantage. There was quite a lot of CTs to rotate out there from Connector, but putting pressure onto Borup and making him fall instantly. And Bird from Sky trying to see if he can get some exit frags. Gets away with 1, but no more than that. They should see a force buy still on the table here for the Danes, but a good positive start there for the Swedes.
I need positivity right now, even if it is minimal. Need to find a new way forward. Certainly that pistol is going to aid them in the early portion of this T side. That 10's in for Flusher. We've seen him on those multiple times over the course of the day. The rest of the players in with the rifles. The force buy to respond from the Flames.
And for Eyeballers, how quickly can they get a read of this heavy stack out here to B? You've got Rules on a off-angle boost to look down towards that B main area. Trying to see if he can get an opening man advantage or just fall away with it.
Just prodding in those regular entryways for now. 5-7 above from Sky in from mid to watch out for the contact in the Eyeballers camp. So far, seeing so little. Very carefully placed from both the Swedes and the Danes.
It seems like it's just an A-fake here from the Eyeballers, just using some utility. The bomb is still outside of B. Now, there's a slight jiggle coming through from Farlig. This is actually a very good gamble stack right now for ex-Copenhagen Flames.
Shine finds that pick. Rules turning away from the flashbangs. The HGs of Borup. Ready to receive. Put them on from the other side. The smoke's also on from the CT side. Will keep them suppressed, ensuring they can't make their way in from here.
A rotation away. This is a good read from Eyeballers. They're thinking that they're running into a stack.
They're setting up utility to indicate something else towards the B site. Will they commit with it? I hope they don't. Flusher's now got A site access, realizing that nobody else is here. 30 seconds for the rotate, though. This will be a little bit dicey.
Well, they're scared of mid. So if they rotate that bomb back over, they could get caught. They have to end B.
JW trying to force out a pick. It's not working out against Borup. Swing in, Rules there with a responsive, and now they recognize what's happening. 13 seconds. They should get the bomb down with just enough time.
Yeah, they will. And that was a good read in the end there. I mean, they knew that A-site was completely compromised, but I think they were just waiting for their avenue of approach on how they're going to bring the bomb back over. And they bring mass players in from mid. Ex-Copenhagen Flames giving too much of a tell, and while it looked like, at least on the radar, they had that entire round wrapped up, Eyeballers make a very small adjustment in the mid-round call by allowing Flusher to walk out on A, and that gives themselves a 2-0 beginning.
There we go. Ex-Copenhagen Flames hold on to these weapons. An AK save for TMB. Pass that off to a Kevlar player, probably Bird from Sky in the next round. We swap weapons with Rolls. He's got the helmet. I don't think it matters too much with the majority of players that will be on rifle. Well, I should say that actually, Galils and Mat 10s won't be all that amazing against helmet individuals. So yeah, probably swap those weapons about. play it as an eco for Farlig and Borup, though.
We've seen ex-Copenhagen Flames playing 42 best-of-3 series on HLTV in the last 3 months. Anubis gets featured in 50% of those as a map pick. And their go-to in the pool, the one that they always try and attract. I mean, even Overpass has been picked 7 times, and for the likes of Eyeballers, 5 times. So having that as a decider is a common middle ground between the two teams. That's if we get there.
TMB forcing forward that AK. Actually bought the helmet in Kevlar. More heavy-handed on the investment for the ex-Copenhagen Flames in this round. So far, so little is gained from it. The Matt 10 Flusher forcing forward the HE set with the flashbangs as standard. Unable to find the individuals on the CT side.
Yeah, this could be another gamble stack here from ex-Copenhagen Flames. They know that they're not working with a massive amount, so they've got to give themselves an advantage. They're playing quite a few players out to mid and the majority of individuals towards A.
AK swing C, Shine tapping. Unable to find the frags. Farley took a bit of damage. That Deagle and actually lands the kill against the man with a bit of utility and a weapon picked up. Flusher can trade back on Bird from Sky, though.
Yeah, they need to try and get as much impact out of both the FAMAS and the AK as possible. And Farley's got no armor, going to rotate out towards Temple, thinking about Cave. A slight info play towards A, so they're a little bit late to the marker, but at least they can get themselves out towards Electric.
Farley going to be holding the back lines here at the B site. Looking in for Shine, trying to spot him. Seeing that gun barrel here. Holds the crack angle, ready for the man to make a move over the Deagle. Meanwhile, the Borup swings forward, sees 2, takes 1. Pepsor with a trade. That FAMAS awkward spray comes back. TMB is also dealt with by Flusher. And now Farley moves in, making a ton of noise. And ultimately can't make his way into the bomb site. Can't defend against this T-side onslaught. They will clean him up and get that bomb down in the end. 3-0 start for the Eyeballers.
Just about, though. I mean, that was still very uncomfortable there from Eyeballers. They don't smoke off the Cave position at all. They have JW out on the site directly, and it gets a bit stagnant for a moment. They slow it down. They're not really trying to force the bomb plant in immediately. And just for a moment, you think, okay, bomb can get dropped. Mass damage can come through from Electric. It gets handled in the end there by the Swedes, but that was close.
Do you feel like Farley could have played that a little bit more smarter with the low HP against the T-side line? Giving away that info and basically giving up the fights, but needs most. It was an eco round. The rifles return from Copenhagen Flames very quickly. Look how far forward they're going to make their way in as well. Flusher caught sprayed down, rolls with the kill. Blind from TMB finds JW through the smoke. That's a 5v3. Might be making it 2 already here. Farlig with his AWP lands the leg on Pepsor. Flashbang sent in to try to suppress them. Sapek catches TMB, but he'll get taken back by the M4. The AWP gets a second chance of Pepsor. Sees the man, can't land the shot. But it doesn't matter. 2-man advantage for the CT side.
And that's more like it from Bird from Sky. Just when you're down 0-3, you're looking to get that opening rifle round. It's high pressure. It's high tempo. They are forcing players aggressively out there towards the canals to fight for water, to fight out there to the stairs position. And now, even in a 2-man advantage, they're pressing the issue towards B. They're playing with confidence.
Rolls, checks it and just about lands on Pepsor. Looked away, wrong way for a moment, but does manage to get the kill. Shine all alone now. AK can sneak his way in from Electric, and Bird from Sky won't be aware of this, won't be able to see the man, so could still be a free bomb plant cash bonus here for Eyeballers. May well be advisable, all things considered.
Getting a bomb plant, though, I mean, Bird from Sky is just going to peek on the contact. Shine is trying to clear as much of the avenues as possible that he can get the bomb down. And Bird from Sky's got an easy pick. And Shine's going to fall. So an AK gets recovered for 1 and 2 for rules. They won't get one in the hands of Borup. And I just want to see what Farlig's going to be made of. Because I think when we looked at that Anubis game against Apex in the last round of Swiss, he wasn't able to find a massive amount of consistency. But again, you're also going up against a very strong team. That last map, he was on it. He was getting a lot of impactful frags. He was holding bomb sites very nicely. And I expect that we will see that here on the City side.
Eyeballs will make progression of their own, tactical taken from them. Figure out a new way to regress through and find something in this T-half. Facing resistance now from the ex-Copenhagen Flames. They're first on their board. Eyeballers would love nothing more than to shut it down before it gets out of control.
Ex-Copenhagen Flames, they know exactly what it's like to get a round streak. You look at their Anubis, and we know that their T side is extremely lethal. So the more rounds that they get, the more competitive they make this first half, the easier it's going to be to close it down. Eyeball is bringing quite a few players out to the mid control. They want to try and offer up one of these AWP fights.
Farley posted. Sapek expecting them to aggress here, and I mean, they'd be right to assume so, considering the aggression we've seen from Copenhagen Flames so far in this matchup. But I think Bird from Sky's got a read on them, expecting that that's what they're going to do to try and counteract the previous round strategy. Boosts up, trying to be received. Farley's AWP still prodding. TMB does get legged by the AWP of the T side. Flash is sent in. Farley allowed him more access to mid.
Now, Eyeballers might think about a boost and further utility to come out to the house control. Now, Farleg's held towards mid for a good 40 seconds in the round and hasn't spotted much, hasn't had a contact, so he's going to shift that AWP. He's going to move it back out towards the A site and get Bird from Sky to take his position.
Counteraction smoke, but Saka's going to force forward of it. Incendiary's thrown. Bird from Sky. Be aware how close they've gotten thanks to that utility basis. The nade sent up. We're going to reveal his position. Going to wait with nade sent back from his teammates. Incendiaries against Sapek as well. Going to try and drive him back. Little bits of chip damage done to the T side at HP line. 40 seconds for them to go to the hit here.
This is going to get very chaotic out towards the mid control because it's just going to be an absolute brute force of duels.
AW trying to find a position here with the AWP. TMB. You're going to flash Bird from Sky forward. Further utility in from the T side line. And there goes Bird from Sky. Sapek traded. Tons of damage done to TMB there. He's got to fall back. Meanwhile, Flusher expecting the info play out from the A site. Their patience finally pays off for the Eyeballers. The AWP scope hard, but Flusher thought it was a backstab for some reason. 3 on 3. Rolls makes it 2. Pepsor caught Shine inbound. 8 seconds and Rolls just holds the crack angle. He's stalling for time. He'll get one pick, but he's dropped the bomb, and that is good enough. JW does not have time for this. We are second for the Flames.
And that's a wild call coming through from Eyeballers. They get a 1-for-1 trade out towards mid, and normally the commonality is that wherever you get the pick, wherever you get the advantage, especially late round, you want to keep crossing towards that area. Pepsor, I mean, it was a misread completely. Eyeballers thought that they were going to have an avenue. It's very rare to see mid to B splits out on Anubis. Pepsor tries that walkout from B main. He gets nothing. They try and come back in from Temple. They're hoping that Pepsor gets that one kill to open up the bomb site, and instead it gets very messy and it allows the Danes to get their second rounds.
Only the AWP of JW saved, immediately taken out. The aggression returns from the CT side, knowing there can't be a weapon basis to play with here on the Eyeballers camp. Sapek at least catches TMB, shooting him in the back. Farlig ready to cut them out from mid. Might need backup to come in from the main control because they are trying to beat him with pace and being relatively successful with it. Falls back all the way towards spawn, baits them all the way out of the bomb site. Still can't hit that kill on Sapek. The OSP is brought in and finally he goes down.
A Bird from Sky should disallow a plant to go down. He's got teammates rotating in. Borup can come from A main. They actually will get the bomb down towards the backside of Cake. And Flusher gets away with 1 kill, no more than that. That's not a bad eco there from Eyeballers. I mean, you got to consider the idea that they had that hero AWP that just got pressed so damn quickly outside of that A main position. So to get 2 kills and a bomb plant, you've got to be fairly happy.
3 apiece on their board. Copenhagen Flames lost the pistol conversions. Now have brought themselves back in the game with their rifle firepower. Eyeballers will be hurting on JW. Had $100 in that previous round thanks to the AWP save, so only a Galil for him in this one. Money not quite lining up for the full-on AK buy, but they have got 4 others in play. Copenhagen Flames. Now brace for impact. Very early on with the aggression on the T side. Bird from Sky just concedes mid entirely.
This is going to be quite the territory, I think, in this first half towards mid. More counter utility to try and get that aggressive approach outside towards A main. Borup's got so much space.
Rawls is leaning in. 2 players to find. Shine and Sapek mowed down. Again, baited so far back. JW gets Borup elsewhere, at least gets a trade. The aggression of Eyeballers punished well by the Flames.
And you just look at this. We've got 1:10 roughly on the clock, and there's just no map control. There's nothing for Eyeballers to work with at all. A very tidy couple of kills there from Rouse as they try and split again from mid towards B. Try and gain some of that temple control. And now the crossfire aggressively outside of A main for 2 rifles.
That lean in with the main control of the crossfire. The AK in the corner. Bird from Sky on top of one of the tables. Peps Pepzor somehow catches the trade and Flusher follows through. Now Farleague's Orb has got to stand to attention. Gets the first, sees Flusher for the second. Had no idea where he is. JW's caught flash blinded. And the advantage turns the way of the CT side again. Farleague can't hit the 3. TMB goes down. Pistols pulled out at the wrong time for JW. Caught on that reload. Farleague keeps his triple and keeps the lead for Flames.
And I think it just shows there for ex-Copenhagen Flames, even though both of those riflers struggled. I mean, Bird from Sky and Rules got nothing out there aggressive towards A main, that they've still got that X factor for the AWP. Farleague plays around here at Bricks really nicely. He waits for that flash to come in from TMB, coming through from Connector. And this is ex-Copenhagen Flames getting 4 rounds on the trot for Eyeballers. You've got to stop this quickly. Because realistically, if you're the Swedes, if there is any chance of a steal out here on Anubis, it's the first half. You've got to be trying to get your way to 9, possibly even 10 rounds. That seems very unlikely with what we're seeing in the last handful from ex-Copenhagen Flames.
We talk about T-side so much since Anubis was introduced into the map pool. And for good reason. It is always the one which teams can come back. And we saw in the early days, we'd see like a 10-5, 11-4 halves turned around on the T half. Comebacks were real. So it's entirely possible that Eyeballers could win and lose this in the first 15 rounds. Especially when you consider the 61.2% T round win percentage for the Flames. Quick up on these pistols. M4's involved against them. Pepzor and Sapek to get a couple of picks away from this. The bomb's been dropped. The CTs are called back in, but Shine has made his way in from Electric, flanked Farleague and found the frag. Bird from Sky with a shoulder-based shot, lands it against Shine, a return. For the 2v3 still favors Eyeballers for the post plant.
And JW is hoping to catch off one of those lurks. Bird from Sky is waiting for a jiggle, waiting for an overextension. Nothing's presenting.
Slow walks in, the incendiary's thrown. Tech 9 engagement from Flusher gets Bird, and Borup now has to fall back and save. Eyeballers going to punish Flames' aggression. And finally equalize again. Try and keep the hurts up and keep this competition rolling. Early game will not be easy.
And this is where ex-Copenhagen Flames have to look at that one and say, was that necessary? We're playing up against an anti-eco and we're running so aggressively. We're getting caught out there towards the B main area. There's a very late lurk coming through out from Electric, which they're unaware of. I think it's okay to play those kind of setups in rifle rounds, but up against upgraded pistols, they'll learn their lesson. Bird from Sky, I mean, even this pick was a very difficult one at that. That was a nice, aggressive round off of the back of a few opening picks there from Eyeballers. And now they've reset the economy. They've actually put themselves in a very good position if they can follow up now.
Just pistols pulled out for the Flames here. There's 2 weapons in for Farleague and Borup. Farleague's had a couple of great sequences so far in this map up. Whether we can do it again. Out to the mid control. Eyeballers are expecting Flames to make plays. It's just this game of trying to suss each other out, though. Smokes forward from Shine. Should give Sapek a bit of breathing room, but they don't seem to want to take mid for it just yet. They will slowly progress up there.
And it's turning into another heavy gamble here for ex-Copenhagen Flames. 3 players and that M4 down there on B. You've got Bird from Sky and that AWP playing out towards the mid control. They actually have no defense whatsoever on A.
Risky call, but it might just work out. Sapek, though, catching the frag, dismantling one member of that mid presence. The AWP needs to find the trade, but he gets smoked off. Lucky for the Flames, though. Eyeballers want to hit the B site. TMB stands against the flashbang, smokes in from Rolls. Borup gets caught. This Deagle needs to shine. Farleague's AWP ready for something out towards mid. They're finding a look to act out as TMB is going to get caught. Boost for Borup, leaves no cover for the time being. 5 on 3, they're going to back off.
Yeah, there's just nothing coming through at all. And Pepzor's cleared out the majority of the bomb site. Farleague does get an exit frag, but this retake shouldn't be on at all. Not unless another silly kill comes through.
Especially now they grab the rifle for it. They walked in with 2, they'll walk out with 3. You can call that somewhat of a success if it wasn't for the fact it was a force buy. X-Flames give a lead back to the Swedes here. The money state being where it is here for the CT side, obviously forced in the previous round. Don't have a lot of loss bonus. Wonder what kind of weapons they could drop if they want to force buy.
Ah, they won't force it here. Eyeballers are in too good of a position. The economy is not low enough for them. They didn't make this round expensive enough to try and warrant it. And for Eyeballers, this is finally, I would say, the first time in the series where they're actually starting to gain some control, that they're putting some pressure on the opposition, putting themselves in an uncomfortable state. A good entries there on the B site. Farlig was just waiting for so damn long for that wraparound to come through from mid, and it just didn't. Borup's brought down to encourage a force buy. I mean, very surprising here from ex-Copenhagen Flames. They have to make it work. Otherwise, it's just a waste.
Ready for first contact against Sapek and does not miss that shot. 11 kills deep, top of the board in the server, faces riskily into JW to grab that AK and pass it back to Bird from Sky. Where's the AWP though? It's back there, but being pressured heavily. The T's are going to try and make their way up, and Farling and Bird from Sky both get caught. Great efforts there, but indeed it is a waste for the CT side.
Yeah, Borup's now just trapped, has to defend A completely alone. Could be a lineup for a moment. He gets a multi-frag and he turns it into 3. Flusher now coming out from A main, almost falls down to the fight. He's on 25 points of health.
Borup may have just done it on his lonesome. Flusher now needs to find the next 2 TMB. Caught next, but the FAMAS wins it with the HP advantage. I thought they bottled it, Dwayne. I thought Farley couldn't do anything with that AWP pick. But Borup, what a hero he became.
That's a massive mistake in that mid-control there. I mean, as soon as Farlig starts dropping that AWP, Eyeballers know, okay, they're trying to get the AK. It probably tells us that someone is coming over to recover that rifle. So you put pace down, you put some acceleration. That was very gimmicky from ex-Copenhagen Flames in mid. They got punished hardcore, but it comes up to a solo moment there from Borup. That's a massive round.
Amazing. And hero rounds like that will set Eyeballers back a mile. Ex-Copenhagen Flames now need to follow it up. Set them back 2 or 3. Buy up, seeing the AWP out, of course, the standard. Flusher still opting for the Mac 10. Maybe expecting they've got players without helmets, which is true on 2 individuals. But neither of them are going to face him. It's Bird from Sky and Borup.
Yeah, Pepsor's waiting for some info plays to come out. Both players here from the B area. Oh, the timing. That's so unfortunate. I think Pepsor would have heard that jump, and that's why he looks up there.
Well coordinated there for the CT side, though, to not peek until that info's been given away, to bait and switch the Eyeballers' aggression. I think they realize the Flush is out there. They certainly do now. That Mac 10 unable to get the dink kill on Bird from Sky. The helmet protected him. The 5-on-3 for the Flames.
And that would have just been a gut feeling. There's no way of forcing the information from that sort of position. So just a read there from Bird from Sky that Flusher likes to play outside of A. And now they just know completely. B exec, TMB, stay alive, do some damage. We're coming on the retake.
He's waiting it out. Molly's don't even reach him yet. They do eventually spread out towards that corner. TMB does fall, but Borup is in position for another spray down. The AWP misses, and it's a second 3K in a row for the man to bring the lead back for the Flames.
Yeah, Borup's looking in very good form right now, which is a scary prospect. If you're anyone there from Eyeballers, he's only the 4th highest rated player for ex-Copenhagen Flames on Anubis in the last 3 months. It's normally TMB. Farlig rules the guys that we look at on this map. But Borup, the A-side anchor, is just putting on a very good performance.
Quick in the T-side line. Borup. Nade sent, and sprays are very awkward from Borup's part of things. It does get Flusher back. Sapek, Bird from Sky, able to try and back in, but Pepsor's Deagle makes it a 3-on-3 and gives them access to the A sites.
And they still think there's a lurk somewhere outside of A. Pepsor's taking a while to get this bomb plant down safely. They are coming in very quickly.
Incendiary sent to Pepsor's position. Reload on the Deagle behind Cake. Nays sent to the backside, a smoke on against the CT forces. All three are coming in from the same angle, so that stalls for time and ultimately gives the setup for them to dismantle the CT bases. Farlig and Rules got a couple kills actually, so 1 versus 1. Rules, no info on where JW is. Smoke on the bomb, expecting to make his move. The spray is very awkward, doesn't quite get the kill, but he holds down the bomb and JW calls a bluff that isn't even there. It's a full-on stick and the frustration shows for the man. 7-5 for the Flames.
And it's a shame for Eyeballers because I actually think that they've put on a pretty good showing on this team side. They've given us some pretty good rounds. They just haven't been rewarded with the scoreline. They were up 3-0. They're now down 5-7. There's been some very close opportunities that just haven't quite come through in the end there. Rules played that to perfection. Puts the smoke down, waits for the fight before tapping it. And as soon as he puts damage onto JW, he just knows, right, this is my opportunity. This is my moment to stick it.
Information given up a hair too early on his part. Bird from Sky. Inbound from mid, smokes. Suppressing the information game from Sapek, disallowing mid control for this T side for now. TMB, meanwhile, out of electric. I think he can find JW if possible, but that smoke is again in the way.
That's all about the timing. Flusher and JW, they are honing in on trying to get this bait forward, and Rules is actually here for the crossfire. TMB is completely out in the open. That could not have been a better opportunity for Flusher to get that trade, and instead, he can't even get damage.
They've done so well with the aggression down at Canals. Got information on Sapek as well. TMB about to double swing. See the man. Kill found. Trade returns. 4 versus 2 for the Flames. Shine should be known soon. Does win that first engagement. The bomb being spotted. Pepzor dealt with back in mid. And Shine should be heard on the wraparound here. The footsteps being made. CT's backing away. Now they should know for certain.
Yeah, Bird from Sky knows exactly what's going on. They might just respect the plant from this position onwards and just play the 3v1. Make sure that they work in together.
Safer plant. Bird actually swings out wide to get it. Not quite as safe as Shine needed it to be. 2 AK saved, 8-5 on the CT board. They have the half.
It really looked like Eyeballers are actually going to get the half lead. And this is not ideal. Again, becoming Anubis and becoming the situation where this round streak is turning out to be quite a few in a row. Eyeballers are desperate to try and find that response. End this losing streak of 3 Anubis maps in a row. And end the game-winning streak of 3 series in a row. Try and send it to that 3rd map. Try and get it to the finale of Overpass.
JW at least finds the opener here for round 14. He smokes on the CT side to ensure that the T's can't press the issue. JW will reveal that he's still firing in that position. Nades can get set appropriately for it. Bird from Sky, meanwhile, walking in from mid. Shine turned away from. Hearing those footsteps, are they ready for this? They certainly aren't. Kill found of the first bomb being dropped. Sapek and Pepzor almost line up, but Pepzor gets a trade.
And now there's just a crunch down. You've got players aggressing outside of B, players aggressing towards mid. Pepzor is waiting for the timing, but the bomb gets dropped. And Eyeball is like, mate, we've got A. Why isn't that bomb shifting quicker? But how can it? He's alone. He's stuck out towards mid. He can't go mid. He can't really go back down towards Canals because he's got no cover from Electric.
Awkward positioning from Eyeballers, and even that kill for Rules. I have no idea how he hit that as easily as he did. Frustrations mounting for the Swedes. 2 players making their way back in from mid-bot to line them up. Oh, no, Flusher's accounted for that. 2v2. Farlig still holding the crossfire alongside Rules. They have the info on both individuals. Incendiary suppressing. Flusher going to try and make his way back out. Rules should be an identity. The footsteps heard. The spray is extremely awkward, though. Farlig backing up to the B bomb site because they've got very little time to play with here, Eyeballers.
Yeah, they have to end that bomb towards B. Probably drop down towards Electric and get it in quickly.
Oh, they're going out towards the A site. 10 seconds. Are they going to reach it in time? I don't think so. This will be damn close.
I think he's got it.
They did got it, just about. AWP for Farlig on the retake. No kit in play, 1-on-2.
So tough. No one's peeking. No one's overfacing. And Farlig, with the money where it sits, I think just holds. Unless a kill presents itself in this position, you save.
That's what he does. Economy not great for the CT side. That orb's going to provide options for round 15.
Yeah, that's got to be one of the best rounds we've seen from the veteran duo of JW and Flusher all series.
Yeah. One of the qualities we expected them to bring to Eyeballers consistently has aided them in round 14. A 6th on the board for Eyeballers. Trying to stack up a little bit more on this one. They do lose Flusher though, so not the cleanest round in the world, most certainly. But last of the half. Let's see what Flames bring out on the bye.
And that round has actually probably kept them in the map, because I could have seen that being 10-5 without a bomb plant. So the idea that you now restrict them to 8, maybe 9, I mean, it's probably going to be 8. The buy is not great here at all. Double AWP setup coming through from Bird from Sky. We don't see it all that often. But knowing that he's glass cannon, he probably looked at the money float and thought this is a good opportunity to try and get it out.
Knowing as well that his unorthodox calls could still catch Eyeballers off guard. So many times in the past, he stands to attention here at a main. Eyes set directly on position. Sapek and Flusher prodded initially. Sapek especially is already inserted deep into that main control.
Such a good pause to be in, because if you just pop from Rug, Sapek's going to get an easy kill.
Oh, almost like the collateral kill instead for Bird from Sky. Caught the leg shot on Flusher. Sapek goes down. That's an advantage in more ways than one. And look at Rawls creeping in. Pepsor has his back turned. This is perfect to the back of the head. A 5-on-3 for the Flames.
And again, even though we're looking at it with X-ray and everything, Jay, I'm so surprised there isn't a flash there. Sapek was in such a good position outside of A, and there's just no support of Util.
Flusher's trying to entry with the AWP, does catch Bird from Sky at least. That's a positive. Flashbang keeps him blinded. Borup ain't missing with that deagle. Gets JW the same. On for another 3K, doesn't quite get it. But Shine has 3 more frags of his own to find. Bomb on his back. Just well forced out of the A site. And doesn't know where to turn, doesn't know where to look, doesn't know where to commit from. Flashbang in, seeing that next player. Further confirming info for ex-Copenhagen Flames as Raw sets the backstab. Shine's time is running out here. Leans in, Farlig puts him down. It's a 9-6 half for the Flames.
It's an okay performance coming through from Eyeballers. The issue with that, Jay, is that when you're playing ex-Copenhagen Flames and when you're not on your map pick, you can't afford to have okay performance halves. Otherwise, you're just going to lose the map and you're going to lose the series. So they're going to have to step it up into quite a high degree going into this second half, because this is going to be a tough grind back.
3 to the good on the Flames side, but we mentioned that T-half advantage. Eyeballers, have they done enough? Again, a 61% win rate in the last 3 months for the core of the Flames. Pistol round set in carefully for them, expecting Eyeballers to try something funny here. They might need to make hero-like plays to even get a chance. Engagement's careful for JW. Facility is sent. T-side players peek him. Damage has been done in a slight amount, and they make their way back down into the canals. TMB gets caught up in the window, though. Trying to see if he can bait them forward. Bird from Sky goes in with the counterplay. Surprising JW getting the pick. Looking for Flusher next, but Flusher gets the trade.
A lot of players in and around this B side. Sapek is completely unknown towards the back wall.
Didn't get hurt on the tags up. TMB thinks it's clear. Shine goes down. Sapek 2 HP. Rawls hasn't seen him yet. Finally, a headshot gets returned. TMB needs 1 tag. And now Pepsor at the back of the site holds the entryway. Flusher gets caught back at Electric. And Pepsor needs the 1-on-3. Lands that first. No more than that. Ex-Copenhagen Flames with a pistol and a 10th.
Now, Eyeballers have to try and see if they can force buy into round 17 or go completely harsh eco to get an opening rifle round in a round earlier. Now, that was a fairly uncomfortable round, I think, if you're the Danes. And TMB gets stuck out there towards a mid-control, trying to drop down. They didn't clear out Sapek to the back wall, but they make it work in the end. Good map control taking coming through from TMB to insert himself out there to the temple control and then wrapping back into the bomb site. And it will be a harsh eco.
USPs across the entire CT board. Ex-Copenhagen Flames farming up money on Bird from Sky here. Is Mac 10 versus 3 players up here towards the mid-control, and he mows them all down. Payday for the IGL. Pepsor, well, what can you do?
Well, if he stays alive, he'll probably drop an AWP over to the hands of Farlig. I mean, if he dropped, it meant that he would have been glass cannon. So, yeah, great opportunity for the AWP to come out if he wants it.
Opts for the utility, playing a bonus round instead for the T side. 2 Galil still in for Farlig and Rules. So not yet, but the money certainly is there for that option in the future. They could overwhelm eyeballers here. That'll be fantastic. Unfortunately, this call from Bird from Sky hasn't accounted for the helmets over on the CT Forces, which all 5 players have. So him, Rules, and Farley are in for a bit of a tough time in this round. Rules going to be the first contact entry here towards the B main entrance. The bomb on the back of Bird from Sky. Nade stack in, does no damage.
Out to that jail cordon position. So that indicates straight away that there's 3 players out towards B. You've got the Cave and Temple lineups coming through from TMB. A lot of util going into B, but this looks to be a double pump. They're just trying to see if they can bait out some util.
Kepzor and Sapik on the crossfire will hold their nerve. Borup ready for an info play of their own. Expecting eyeballers to be as aggressive as Flames were on the CT side. Instead, they just hold their ground.
And without a kit and now a lack of nades, eyeballers could start turning this into a fairly heavy gamble stack. You've got Pepsor and the likes of Sapek just trying to see if they can force some information down here towards Electric. Borup is waiting for that info play, and he's seen them with a jiggle. They line up for a moment. He does so much damage, but not enough damage for a kill.
Bird from Sky here, and they're not even making their way out. Rules focuses the wrong man, does damage to Pepsor as Sapek stays alive. The Mac-10 now moving in. Farley gets a nade kill with the Sapek at last. JW is going to get forced back. The bomb can go down here. 4 on 3, JW 1 point of HP. They're trying to fire blind past this smoke, and both sides are getting away with nothing. It looks like eyeballers might even get away with a save. They do get a pick back on the bomb site though, so they reaggress.
They're going to go for this. Farley picks up that AK. It pretty much comes down to his first contact and Bird from Sky in the late portion.
Needs to hit a headshot though. He's on 1 point of health. Shine sees where he's at. Flashbang forward. Pepsor gets that pick. Mac 10 in against the first man. JW on 1 point of health. Bomb's not planted for him. Shine going to stick the whole damn thing. Bird from Sky forcing forward. Dealt with past that smoke. And eyeballers keep a hold of number 7.
And that probably could have been thought out a little better there from ex-Copenhagen Flames of having the bomb plant open for that electric control. Possibly they thought that more players were going to be staying alive than just the 2vx. But right there from Bird from Sky, I mean, you've lost the round just off of the position of the bomb plant, let alone trying to see if you can win the 1v2. Eyeballers are just going to stick it, have JW to watch for the peak to come through the smoke. A very tight round. And now even another couple of SMGs to follow here for the Danes.
I'm surprised Bird is still sticking the Mac-10. Plenty of cash gained from the previous round, and of course the couple of kills, but the bomb plant bonus. $3,300 in this current money state. Host by, of course. Shine. About to get overwhelmed though. Here come the T-side players en masse. Bird from Sky and Borup wrap over, and maybe I'm wrong to criticize the weapon setup. It works anyway for the Flames.
This should be an instant save. There should be no way that they go for this. They do present a kill from JW, but they're so far out of the bomb site right now.
And a flank inbound from Rules as well could close out the later round. Flash in for Bird. The Mac-10 going to get checked upon. Their spray through blinded. The bomb finally will get planted. A smoke on a Heaven control. Need that backstab to come in relatively soon, but TMB still stands on a bomb site alongside Farlig's AK. Sapek and Flusher picked up. So now Rolls becomes the exit frag position. JW and Pepsor should run back and save their weapons here.
And it's always hindsight, right? I think sometimes when you're in the moment, you've got the confidence and the ability to believe that you've got that retaking position. But from our POV, you've lost your A-site anchor. Site's been taken. There should not be any way back. No way whatsoever. If they would have held on to 4 players, they would have been able to get themselves a very good buy going into round number 20. Instead, it's only 2. They're lucky it's 2. I mean, Rouse could have even had the jump there onto JW.
3 alive overall, still positive for the Flames. Same cannot be said for the Eyeballers. Took a glimpse of the money line right there, and it was not looking great for the CT Forces. Couple of players on double eco status. One of which doesn't even have a rifle safe in the previous round.
No,
Shine.
they're not double eco here.
Oh, second stage of double eco, rather. Clarification. But either way, not a great money line, not good enough for a buy. USPs, P250. This should be Flames taking 13.
TMB just jiggling down towards Electric, and ex-Copenhagen Flames know that this should be, on paper, a fairly easy round for us, but let's just keep it clean. Let's make sure that we're working pack-heavy Counter-Strike. Rels and Bird from Sky aren't seeing anything outside of B. The Bomb and Co is starting to make a slight walk and impression towards A main. They've already taken so much map control, so they will end A.
Mollies and flashes sent, sprays above from Sky. Borup leaning in, trying to look for Shine, seeing that shoulder bait. Trying to spot the individuals. The flashes continue to come in the T-half. Flusher forcing forward. Awkward spray from Rules, but still comes up unscathed with that kill. Shine desperate to get TMB here, desperate to get some sort of frag back. Finally, JW comes in with that support, and TMB can go down.
JW and Co just don't have enough information there to keep that AK over towards this A site. And Borup has pretty much shown only him. Farlig's yet to get into action. The other couple of players and Rules and Bird from Sky are yet to be able to regroup. They're being backstabbed. Shine, I mean, just hopes that he can get one kill here from Bricks.
Push order, Pepsor and Sapek going to bracket them in, ensure they have to commit towards this A site. Plant will be secured. JW looking over at Platt. Farlig finds the frag. JW called by Bird from Sky. That's one rifle down. One more left in play. Lashing his teammate in with a pistol. Sapek gets the dink off. Pepsor can't get the responsive. And he'll fall back and save.
He'll try to. Bird from Sky's already hunting out for the mid control. Ends up backing off in the end. Thinking that he might be down to the canals position rather than deeper here towards T-spawn. Pepsor probably looks to try and see if he could just maintain this M4.
Best you can do at this stage. Being hunted round the corner by Borup. The AK also falls. Another decent, better weapon out of it. Oh, Michael down against Farlig. Turn away. That leads to his death. There's no save in play for Eyeballers. And the Flames are stacking up these rounds. 13-7 now. 6 to the good. Only 3 more for the win.
And again, you have a look at some of the numbers here from Eyeballers, and it's very similar to map 1. Where is that X factor? Where is that individual prowess that can move a few rounds, that can change the complexion of a map? We're just not seeing it.
Eyeballers need something new, and they need it soon. Scoring a single round in this half, and Shine will not be contributing to a second. Kill against Borup. Flusher trading back on Bud. Somehow lines up that second. The TMB makes it a 3-on-3.
And if you're Eyeballers, I think you have to go for this. Save could not be part of the thought process in this 3v3. You're down by too many rounds. You have to commit.
No cash in the bank either, so even with these rifles, rebuying is going to be difficult. JW caught anyway, making it even more difficult. They continue to commit here. No kit on either player. Hunting into the bomb site, Pepsor. Flashbang to send over towards main, try and get Sapek in dial for the kill. Smoke against him as well, got to get on that bomb. Open plant to the backside, TMB caught next 2-on-2. Flash sent forward, Sapek up close and personal. On the defuse, they'll get Farley, gets caught, rolls, forced back. They're still on the defuse here. Sapek stalling for it. Rolls needs to get the kill against the wrong man, but Sapek just body blocking, sponging the damage. The Eyeballers will barely get the defuse in and steal one back from the Flames.
And that was so much pressure down there onto Rules. And anytime you've got 2 players playing the post plant towards A main and you're being smoked off, what do? Try and spam, hope to try and get the guy off for the bomb. Very nicely done there from Eyeballers, because that was tough. That was a very awkward 2v3 to work. And they pull off one of the most miracle rounds I think we've seen in this entire series so far.
Even despite that round win, Eyeballers still have SMGs on the rebuy here. The AWP pick already dealt with by Farlig. Pass back off to Pepsor to try and maintain the weapon advantage. The man advantage right now sits with the T side, though.
Farlig's ranked 3rd in the event for the highest success at opening duels, 2nd for most AWP kills per round, and currently the 4th highest rated player in the main Swiss stage. Had a good performance out on map 1, 20-8 here in map 2, and a walk forward on a contact to try and open up this A site up towards Heaven. He does get baited, so Shine has to try and return the frag.
Borup also seen there on that jiggle. Leave that AWP out position. Catch Shine. Open up the A bomb site, but the bomb is still on its way to B. Pepsor standing on the defensive line. Might get given a bit of a gift here. Shot on the first man. Needs to hit that second. Indeed, he does. TMB can't finish off the trade. Pepsor trying to back away. Doesn't make it successful. 1v3 now for Flusher. Caught out in mid. Maybe, probably is going to get flanked here by Farlig. It's the timing of when they start to peek in. I think Flusher's aware of his position. One pick found, but can he get the retake?
That's an excellent effort there from Pepsor down towards Electric. Just tries his best to keep multi-fragging, keep putting pressure on the players out from B main. And now for Flusher, walking through the left-hand side, sight smoke, and just gets caught by TMB. Eyeballers have two choices now. Play for overtime or try and force it here in round 23.
7 rounds to overtime if they decide to make the issue happen, though. $1,900 for several players. So, again, that similar situation to the Eco. Money is not fantastic. How different it could have been if Pepsor just hit one more shot, or if there was a bit of a different sort of trade involved in that sort of round. But it's coming down to right now for the Eyeballers side. It will go for the overtime. P250 on JW, that's the best they got.
Copenhagen Flames. They're just getting a nade stack out there towards the mid-control. For Eyeballers, one kill, even a safe rifle could make a huge difference in the next round.
So far, 2 picks found on the rifles. The pistols getting nothing. Sapek down, JW, Pepsor separated, pressing aggressive outside of B site, rotating back into the A defense. Mid-control, bird from Sky. Gonna smoke off Pepsor as he tries to blind fire through, get something done, but nothing's found. Bomb down, JW. About to concede map and match point to the Copenhagen Flames. Eyeballers still reeling from that Inferno, trying to recover here on Anubis. The Danes are too strong today.
I mean, even Farlig, right, drops 17 kills on map 1, single digits on deaths. Map 2, 22 kills, and still single digits on deaths. He's not being traded often enough. He's winning out the majority of AWP v AWP battles over the course of this series. Eyeballers. Unfortunately, first half was fairly decent. Even though it was only 6 rounds, I think they put up a much more competitive affair than what we saw in Inferno. But this second half, they have had very few chances, very much like their map pick. Very few rounds have you looked at and thought, geez, that was actually winnable.
M4s across the entire CT board. On the precipice of an end to Eyeballers here in the promotion game. We'll have to get sent towards tomorrow's games and try and play out the 2-2. Copenhagen Flames know position that they stand in today.
Borup, just being that lurk outside of A. You've got quite a few individuals outside of B for Copenhagen Flames. Shine, waiting for a contact or a walk. Flush has given them pretty much free range of the mid-control, being deep out here to the bricks position. Very slow and patient for the Danes.
Smoke set from both T and CT sides. Suppression of the entry, suppression of the rotations. Borup leaning forward. Backs being turned. Flash in from Birth from Sky should set him up. Try to take electric control. His teammates attacking out from main. Sapek in the corner, cowering away. Dead to right to the AK. Pepsor does manage to bite back, though. Knows their second player out there. Swaps up to the AK and now defends against the main site hit here.
Oh, what a re-smoke. What a great timing. They're going to have to pop through this.
JW finds rules. TMB out in the open, exposed to Pepsor. JW still looks to hold the crossfire, drops that bomb, and Bird from Sky has it all to do. Lands that first no-scope, sees Pepsor, swapping back to an M4, looking for an engagement against Flusher around the corner. No, he runs into him with his not checking the corner, giving Flusher an easy kill, and what would otherwise been a fantastic clutch for Bird from Sky is 15-9.
And that was super well played from Pepsor. So he gets that first duel in an uncomfortable electric position, and he smokes off B main, which means Copenhagen Flames just have to run through that. He puts up a very good defensive towards the back wall of the site. And that round was won due to Pepsor.
One round back for Eyeballers. Still 6 more to make up. Guns, of course, return for the Flames. No bomb plant bonus, so the cash isn't looking all that fantastic. They're gunning for the win above all else.
And Pepsor knows that there's a player out towards that right-hand side somewhere because of the utility being thrown. Another flash off, TMB just turning away from it. Copenhagen Flames are trying to tempt an info play. It's actually been quite defensive in both the last round and in this one here for Eyeballers.
Wallbang headshot rules the kill. Flusher. Smoke on to the main control. Sapek pushing out an electric. Shine's going to back away. Opening frags found. There's no trades.
There's no util. Eyeballers have finally been able to get a spam kill outside of B. TMB's looking for that response. Knows that Flusher's out there towards Temple. The bomb is still with him. It looks as if Bird from Sky has got so much map control to mid. This should be a split now.
Do they start reading this? I think Sapek is watching. Yeah, he is watching the Temple entrance. Flusher's going to hold down main. Shine's going to catch a kill on the backstab out towards Canal. So now, advantage sits with Eyeballers here. 30 seconds for the hit.
It all comes down to Bird from Sky and how much he can find. Might even need some trigger discipline for a multi.
Ooh, Sapek hasn't accounted for the CT wrap, but he does there. Swing back, catches the frag. 2 left standing for the Flames. 1 left standing for the Flames. Eyeballers mounting up an offensive. They're going to try and bring this back.
Oh, well, both teams made an info play there. I honestly think that if Shine doesn't get aggressive outside of A, they have no idea. It's only because Shine takes that map control away and sees that someone's going in towards Electric that they know, okay, it's probably a B split. We haven't heard any util towards mid. We've got an idea that we've opened it up so it could be taken. We know that Bird from Sky likes defaulting towards the mid control, so just a very good understanding of the mid portion of that round on where the end game was going to be.
They know they're coming in fast. Flusher, Incendiary, HE combo doing damage to the T-side line. Spraying manically. Can't get a kill out of it, though. The AWP worse to face, but Shine's HEM4 combo takes back 2, makes it a triple, and restores order in the server. Even the Quadra found Farlig overwhelming the numbers game of the Eyeballers side. Good effort there for the Flames and almost made it very awkward indeed. But their focus is the gun round.
And this is where you've got a few opportunities to close out. If you're the Danes, you've got round 27, you've got round 29. You perhaps have a somewhat decent buy in round 30, depending on the situation if bomb plants are going down. So it's 2 very good chances to close. AKs across the board. Bird from Sky still rocking that Mach 10 now. He's going to give himself some extra cash, so it could be a security factor.
Slow walks up towards this A main control. JW Zorp is standing to defend. Ready for the swing for Bird from Sky to get shut down. For Borum to get faced upon. For TMB to carry the bomb into the bomb site or into its demise. Right now, neither. 5-on-3, they're going to back away.
Copenhagen Flames just try and put the molly down towards that plat position and force JW to fight out in the open. Instead, he just holds his life. He waits for a teammate to flash him out and then gets out of trouble. Flusher could get caught aggressive towards mid. That's an easy kill for Rules. And now they can start shifting that bomb away from A.
Well, they need to find Sapek. That flashbang so perfect for Pepsor. Damn near gets a 2K for it, but Sapek is forced back. 22 HP, Shine now pressing in. TMB's ready to account for the man. Tries to buy away back out towards the A side. They've seen that bomb, and TMB is concerned about the backstabs here. 45 seconds, they have a little bit of time to play with, but Rules needs to make a move.
JW's alone, and he's worried about this wrap to come through from Connector. Rules has still got some utility, but he doesn't want to use it. He wants to be silent.
Will that pay off for him? Bomb making its way onto the bomb site. Smokes down. JW's attention is not pulled. Footsteps heard, the bomb will get planted. Rules needs to make his move in. JW gives him that breathing room. TMB for now, the only entity known. Rules watching out that mid control. JW in the smoke, gonna wait for backup to arrive. TMB slowly creeps in. He's inches away from seeing the man. The shoulder spotted, the AWP seen him too. Gets back out of dodge. He's baited TMB into the open, but Rules gets Sapek. Back to evens. Gonna strand back to the back lines. Bomb not planted for either individual right now, but Rules still forces out the kills for the 3K and for the win. 16-11, it's a 2-0 for Copenhagen Flames as they send themselves off to the playoffs.
And right at the end there, Rules just shows his quality to close down that round, to have the timing to pressure the NWP to the heaven control. And in the end, the Danes get yet another playoff position here in the Elisa Invitational, being tested in very small and very limited moments in this entire best of 3 series.
But ultimately, it came up to all on Anubis. Eyeballers put in a hell of an effort to try bring back the opposing map pick, but losing out Inferno in the fashion they did, the writing was on the wall. It was just a case of them trying to erase it. It didn't work out for them on this day. They'll have to play out in tomorrow's 2-2 games. It's